Right now, thousands of child welfare investigations are under new management, but there are concerns over how they'll be handled.
It's a story we have been following for years now, and tonight, the former leader of the department that handles child welfare cases explains how this will all work. It's a story you'll see only on 10 Tampa Bay. I'm Carolina Lee.
And I'm Dave Wagner. Thanks for being with us. This is the first week all cases are handled at a state level instead of through some county sheriff's offices. Tonight, 10 Tampa Bay's Malik Rankin sits down one-on-one with the former head of the Department of Children and Family Services about the impact this has on Florida's most vulnerable population.
Cases involving child abuse, neglect, and abandonment. For decades, in 7 Florida counties, sheriff's offices took on these investigations.
Well, there were some high-profile child deaths at the time, and there were some other cases, too, that weren't necessarily deaths. But they were cases that resulted in some pretty significant consequences for the kids involved in that case. And when you took a hard look at the work behind those cases, there were some decisions made and some investigatory work done that didn't fill people with confidence.
Mike Carroll worked at the Department of Children and Families when cases were handed to county investigators. Now the state is taking them all back.
It's not going to be easy. They're going to have some challenges with workload, particularly early, but that's true of any transition. The bigger challenges down the road are going to be maintaining the credibility and trust that the sheriffs have built over the past 20 to 25 years in the community, and then re-establishing the institutional knowledge and expertise at the level that the sheriff had it with their staff.
In this transition, hundreds of protective investigators are joining DCF, some as transfers, some as new hires.
How can parents and viewers have the confidence to know, with so many changes happening at once and so many cases going hand to hand, that it will be smooth?
Whenever you have high caseloads and you have high periods of turnover, it has the potential to impact the quality of work. I think the department is trying to do everything they can to mitigate it by bringing in resources from other parts of the state. And these are experienced folks that are working these investigations.
But even if you do everything right, there's still a chance something goes wrong.
I will tell you, I don't think there's anybody in this process that wouldn't be a little bit nervous if you care at all about kids and families. And I'm sure the secretary is a little bit nervous about it, because even though they put a plan in place to mitigate some of the challenges that we talked about, in our work, things sometimes happen that you can't control.
We should mention here there's a high turnover rate for child protective investigators, often because of the nature of the work they do and really the mental toll it takes on them to do it.
Yeah, so Malik, what kind of impact is turnover having now that the state is going to take on thousands of additional cases?
So over the last year, DCF had a 64% turnover rate within their department. Now that's an improvement from the year prior at 71%. Now, when I talked with Mike Carroll on this, he said turnover, it's not a recent issue. When cases are handed over, they have procedures in place so that the next investigator can pick up right where the last one left off.
It's a demanding job. It's a very tough job too. So we know it takes a lot of work.
All right, Malik, thank you so much for that. For more on her sit down with Mike Carroll, including a breakdown of child removal rates on a county and state level, you'll find all of that posted right now on 10tampabay.com.